Hi everyone, good evening. How are you doing today? Today is Sunday, November the 9th. It's 8 p.m. Central Standard Time here in good old Texas. My name is Yolanda Nixon. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for about 12 years. My anniversary is coming up this month. And I live in Grand Prairie, Texas, which is in North Texas in Dallas. I live right in the middle of Fort Worth and Dallas. So both cities are quite close to me, which I really like. And I have been a Texan all my life. So welcome to my live. This is the 12 weeks of Stampmas. So for the last 8 weeks, I have been going live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I've been showing how to create Christmas cards, holiday cards, or projects using our stamp sets, our dies, punches, and also some of our kits. A couple of weeks ago, I did a paper pumpkin kit, which is a monthly kit subscription that you can sign up for that comes directly to your home every month with different projects. Everything that you need to make those projects will be in that box. I also used some of our bundles that are in our holiday catalog or our mini catalog, and also some online exclusive product that are only found in our online store. So join me today as I use our Gingerbread Men bundle, which is featured in our mini catalog, and I'll show you the catalog in a few minutes. But before I get started, I just want to tell you a little bit about what I have going on the next couple of months into next year. So my next holiday card class will be December 13th, which is the second Saturday of the month. I'm moving it up earlier than usual, which is usually the fourth Saturday of the month because of the holiday. So this time in December will be the second Saturday of the month. So hopefully you can join me. It will be a holiday party, so all participants expect a few gifts from me just for coming and for being a customer of mine. Whether you're new or you've been to several of my classes, I appreciate you, and I appreciate you for watching my lives. I will continue my lives going into the new year once the 12 weeks of Stampmas is over. Next thing I have coming up is going to be a kit class, which will be at the end of this month. And what that is I am going to give you a choice of 3 kits to purchase. We're going to get together and have a kit party and put those kits together. So you're going to choose one of the kits. There's going to be a couple extra prizes, gifts for you guys who sign up, but all the information will be coming out shortly. In April of next year, I'm hosting my first 2026 craft retreat, which will be held in Red Oak, Texas. It only houses 7 people plus myself, so it's very short attendance. So if you would like to join me, please sign up with the link. There is a post, a few posts down from this one in my business page with all the information. But if you have any questions, please send me an email, or you can send me a Facebook message, and I will answer all the questions that you may have. But it is the craft retreat is from Thursday 10 a.m. till Sunday 3 p.m. You can come and go. You can arrive within those 4 days and leave as early as you need to. But all meals will be provided, room and board will be provided, and some craft classes will be provided for you. All of that is included in the fee. And of course, you bring your own things to work on, whether it's sewing, knitting, scrapbooking, anything that you would like to work on. And of course, we watch some movies, we talk, we laugh, we listen to some music and things like that. So it's fun. And the property that we're on is very nice, and there's a lot of space. So if you want to go outside and walk, it is a very nice area to walk around in. The next thing that I have is another craft retreat that is going to be in July of next year, and I will post that link also. So if you can't make it in the spring, hopefully you can make it in the summer. And there's also going to be a third retreat, which I have not booked a date yet, which will be my next fall retreat in either October or November next year. I'm still figuring out the dates. But also, I am co-hosting a crafting cruise that is going to be on October 10th, 2026. You can sign up and make your deposit before then, as long as you pay it off before July of next year. And then we go cruising to the Bahamas in October. So this is an 8-day cruise. When we are at sea, we are going to be crafting the craft room. When we're at port, we're going to get down, and you can book your own excursions through the cruise line. Or you can stay on the ship and then just do whatever activities they have on board. But also the craft room will be open 24/7. So you can go in there at any time and work on your projects, plus the classes that we're going to provide for you. But it's a really fun time. And this is our 3rd annual crafting cruise. So hopefully you will join us on that too. Okay, so everything else will be coming up soon. My newsletter will be published soon, so more information will be in my newsletter, and it will be also posted here on my business page. But let me turn my camera around so you're going to see my ceiling fan for a few seconds, and then we'll get started on the crafting. Just give me a few seconds. There's my ceiling fan. And there's my head. Uh-oh. I'm trying to... Oh, maybe that went too far. Okay, we're going to work with that. Okay, so this is our mini catalog. It is our September. It's available September through December of 2025. And the product that we're going to be using today is from the mini catalog. So this is on page 54, I believe. So let me get to 54. Yes, it's on page 54, and it's the Gingerbread Man bundle. So you can buy the stamp set and the dies together and save 10%, or you can buy them individually and pay the full price. So it's always a good thing when we have bundles to purchase them together, so that way you can save 10%. And that also goes with our stamp sets that have punches. And then we also have something else called a suite. So a suite, if there were more products that coordinated with this bundle, then there will be one number or catalog number for all of the items, so that way you don't have to purchase each item individually. But that is a suite. So we have some of those also on our online store and in our catalog. But we're going to be using this today. And this is our annual catalog, which runs until April of 2026. So if you don't have either one of these catalogs, please let me know, and I can put some in the mail to you this week. Probably not till Friday, because I will be going out of town tomorrow, and I'll be back on Thursday. But just, again, send me an email, send me a text message or a Facebook message, and I will get these in the mail for you. So this is the bundle that we're going to be using. It's a photopolymer stamp set, and what that means is that it is see-through. So the stamps, it's easier when you're stamping to know exactly where we're going to stamp, if you have your cardstock, but these are really, really easy to use. And also our stamp sets have a picture of the products that you have, so you can line them up like this and then know exactly which stamp sets you are missing. So that's pretty nice. Now this is a large die, so this is usually not our regular size die. Our regular size dies right now are this size. So you can see the difference in size. However, with some of our current stamp sets, we are switching over to a new size. So starting next year, and the new catalogs coming out, this would be our regular size. Okay, so we're going to be using this die in one of my classes. So this is Cake Day Dies, and it's an online exclusive, but this is going to be the new normal size. But even still, this gingerbread man die is way bigger than the new ones. So you really have to have room to store this. So you can see the 3 different sizes that we have right now. And these are the stylish shapes dies, and we're going to be using some of these in our cards today. Okay, so let me put that away. All right, so let me get started with the first card that we're going to be using. And oh, I forgot where I put my stuff. Okay, so we are going to be using this is, oh no, this is not the one. Okay. Oh, I just brought everything out. Okay, so we're going to be using our basic white cardstock. This is garden green cardstock, and this is designer series paper from the memory, the Christmas Tags and More 6x6 designer series paper. Now, I've used this previously in another Facebook Live for the 12 weeks of Stampmas. And I love this set because of the colors that are in here. You've got the real red, you got the garden green, which match with everything. I mean, it is Christmas, but on the back side, you have some backgrounds that also match with anything. So this is a really nice set. Plus you have some cutouts, which we're not going to be using today. But so this designer paper has cherry cobbler, crumb cake, garden green, real red, and soft sea foam. So we're going to be using some of those colors today. Okay, so this is sort of a one-of-a-kind card. And what I mean is, usually our cards, let me show you one of my previous cards that I made. Just a normal one. Okay, so this is a card that opens up. Well, okay, so this is a fancy fold. That's not it. Sorry about that. Where's my card? Okay, so this is the one I did last week. So usually our cards just open to the side like this. This card is not going to open at all. So this is a piece of our basic white, and it's 4.5 inches by 4.25 by 5.5 inches. So this is 1/4 of a regular size 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So there is no opening. The opening is going to be the gingerbread. Let me show you. So I'm going to get my gingerbread dies. And this is one full piece. And to cut out the gingerbread, you're going to need a piece at least 5.5 by 8.5, which is 1/2 of a piece of cardstock. So just like this. It's the only size that will fit unless you're only doing half the gingerbread, but we're going to use the entire gingerbread. So let me get my die cutting machine out. So this is my die cutting machine. And I am going to position it towards the end of the cardstock, only because I like to save cardstock. So I'm going to have a big chunk over here that I'm not going to be needing. Okay. So I'm going to remove that. And let me just warn you that this may go a little bit over an hour. I'm going to try to keep it down to an hour, like usual, but it may go a little bit over just because of all the detail. Okay, so when you cut it out, it also adds a score mark right here in the middle for you to fold the gingerbread. So when you fold it and you crease it, let me get my bone folder. You're going to crease and it's going to open like this. So this is actually going to be our card. So let me start putting our card together. Oh, I can't do that yet. The next part that I'm going to do, let me put this over here. I'm going to use my Early Espresso, and I am going to use my Gingerbread stamp set. So the Gingerbread stamp set is one piece. Well, it's not one piece, it's hollow here. So when you lay it down, make sure that you don't stretch it, because otherwise it's not going to fit the cutout of the gingerbread. So this is what I do. Let me just show you. So as you can see, it's very, very flexible. You can stretch it, but don't stretch it because, like I said, it's not going to fit. So when I get it off of the paper that it comes on, I just kind of let it flap, and naturally it goes down, and then I put it on the block. Now this size block is our F block, F as in Frank. So if you don't have this size block, you may need to get one, because this is a very big stamp set. So then I'm going to stamp it with our Early Espresso. And this is why photopolymer stamp sets are so nice, because you can see right where you're placing your gingerbread. So you're not going off the cardstock, and then just press and then lift. Put that inside. Now, where it folds, you can still see the outline of the gingerbread hand, so don't worry about that. Okay, so now we're gonna get our Early Espresso. I'm gonna get the eyes. There's different eyes on the stamp set. So you have like just 3 dots. You have one that winks, and then you have one with an eyelash, maybe one eyelash, or maybe the wing mascara. I don't know. But we're gonna use the one with the wing and the little smiley face. And then we're gonna use this one here. So there's 2 of these. So you have this one here, and then you have this one here for the buttons. So I'm gonna use this one. Well, actually, no, I think I'm gonna use the other one. So all you do, let me show you. So these are big circles. Just lay it down like this. Oh, and it's sticky. And then I'm gonna take this one off, and then just put it on there. And then you got some curly cues. You got your sentiments. You got some gumdrops and some more curly cues. I think these are just dots. Not quite sure. Okay, so we're gonna do this and go down. And we're gonna put a scarf on the gingerbread, so I lowered that down a bit so the scarf wouldn't cover it. Okay, so that's all of the stamping that we're doing, so I can start putting my card together. So I'm gonna layer this. And then we're also going to be doing some more die cutting in a minute. And we're going to make sure it's even. And then we're going to add it to our 1/4 piece of basic white. So this is just one piece. There's no opening, because like I said, the gingerbread is going to be our opening. So let me put dimensionals on the back of our gingerbread. So 1 on each foot, 1 on each hand. And then 2 on the body. it may look like a lot of dimensionals, but I like to put dimensionals so that there's not going to be a place where it can, what do you call it? Where it can get sunken in. Okay, so the gingerbread, you can put it like this, but I'm going to put it to the side because I still want to put a little hat on him or her. And so I'm going to tilt it to the side. So the gingerbread is going to be your card. So you can put your sentiment here before you add it on with dimensionals. So this is your card. Okay, so let's finish the gingerbread. Now, with making my sample, and let me show you the dies. We have a candy cane. This candy cane here, when you cut it out, you get a solid piece, and then you get, because you're using the same cardstock, you get a solid piece, but then you get the top piece that has the holes in the same color. So it's, I was using real red, so it's real red with real red. But if you die cut one in white, then you get the opposite candy cane. So I'm using the opposite. That's why I'm not going to die cut it again, because this is the opposite of the other one I used on my sample card. And also with the lollipop, you have to, so on the lollipop, you have the lollipop here. It die cuts both of these. Again, if you're using real red, it's going to be real red and real red. And then these little pieces will come off, and then you're left with just the hollow pieces. So what I did is I cut out another lollipop, but just the circle. So and it left a little bit of the stem, so I just cut that off, make it round, place on the lollipop, and then place this piece on top to make the lollipop look like that. And then for this card, we're also going to be making the candy, which is this one. But at the same, so I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take the scarf that we're using, and then we're going to take off the hat. So all of these three pieces are going to be die cut from real red. And then this piece right here, which is the inside of the peppermint, I've already die cut it from basic white. So I already have that piece. So let me show you how I die cut the other ones. So I'm going to bring back my die cutting machine. Now, if you saw my live last week, then you saw me using, what do you call it? The mini die cutting machine, which will be perfect for all these little small pieces, except for the gingerbread man. The gingerbread man will not fit. So here's our hat, and here's our candy, and then, oh, well, let me use this piece, bigger piece. So I'm going to do them all at the same time. So if you have a big enough piece, you can fit them all at the same time. And then we're just going to run it through. And then grab that off. Then you have all these little pieces. And then just keep track of all these little pieces because you will need them. Okay. So on the peppermint, I'm going to grab the little piece that I have already die cut out, and I'm going to add some glue. Some of our liquid adhesive on it. And I've been using this a lot. But I have another one over here ready to go if I need it. And then I'm just going to center it in the middle. And then just let it dry. So there's our peppermint. I'm not going to need to put anything else on this one. Now this is the scarf. or bow. I think this was a bow and not a scarf. So you know what? Let me grab my mini die cutting machine and let me die cut the scarf. So I'm using this scarf here. And here's my mini cute little thing. Okay, so I'm gonna put it right here. Put this on top. So see, this little mini is perfect for all these little pieces, except for, like I said, the gingerbread man, because that will not fit. Oh, it's so hard to use when I have paper. It won't go through. Okay, maybe I won't use it. One more time. Okay. Perfect. Okay, there's the scarf. All right, put that over there. Let me bring back my card, and then we're gonna assemble. So we're gonna add some adhesive. And the next project is pretty cute, I think. It's gonna be great for gift giving. And then we're gonna use, and we're just gonna add adhesive to the brim of the hat and not the top. Because if you add adhesive or dimensional to the top of the hat, it's gonna stick to the card and then it won't let your gingerbread man open. So don't put any adhesive on the top of the hat. See, you want to make sure there's nothing there so your gingerbread man can open. Okay, so now we're going to add our, and I'm only adding a little bit of adhesive to the middle because that's where it's going to join the hand, the lollipop, and a little bit of the stem. And then, this is going to be tricky. The peppermint is going to go half on a dimensional and half with adhesive. Because if you don't tell people that the gingerbread man opens, how are they going to know? So the way that we're going to let them know is that we're going to add the peppermint inside, but sticking out, so they're like, oh, what is that? So see how it's sticking out? They're like, oh, okay. So then they can read. So that's what's going to tell them to open it up. Okay, so the last part is my sentiment. And where did I leave that little thing? Oh, nope. I guess and I usually die cut some of the pieces that I will need. Oh, here it is. Beforehand, so that I don't take as much time with those things. Okay. So now we're going to use our real red. And I'm going to stamp Seasons Eatings. Just right in the middle. And then we're going to add 2 dimensionals to the back. And these are going to go on the feet, so that it doesn't stop the gingerbread man from opening. And that is our first card. And that is your card. Now let me show you the sample, because I think this is for like a girl, and maybe this one can be for a boy. So you have the one with red, and then you have the one with the green scarf and hat. But same thing, opens just like this. And this one opens up just like that. So those are the two. So if you comment on this card, on this video, then you'll be in the running to win one of these, and there's no purchase necessary. You just have to comment, and I will draw the name next week right before the live, and then I will announce it. The winner of last week's cards, let me show you right quick, is Chanel. So we made these two cards with the, I just had the other card, with the Delicate Pines bundle. So these are the two that Chanel won from last week. And I will put them in the mail for her. So there's really nothing that you have to do to win. Okay, just, well, except for comment. So please comment. And share if you would like. Okay, so my next project is really cute, but let me explain first the gingerbread man. Okay, so we are going to cut another gingerbread. But this is going to be quite different on the way we cut, because when we cut the other gingerbread man, as I stated, there's a crease right here so that you can fold it. But if you cut it, then the arm is not round, and there is no space to round the arm, because then you're cutting into either the other gingerbread, and then that's no good. So we're not trying to do that, and we're not trying to waste paper. So let me show you how I cut these two, but managed to make the arms round. Okay. Let me make sure that my die cutting machine is in the picture, because this is very, very important. Okay. Are we in the picture? No. Okay, now we are. Okay, so we're gonna add our pecan pie design cardstock, and we're gonna cut the gingerbread from each of the opposite sides with enough space to leave to round that arm. So we're going to cut it here. And the only reason I'm coming back, you don't have to come back, but the only reason I'm coming back is because I ran out of room. Okay. So yes, it looks kind of funny, but that's okay. And then we're going to cut the other one from the other side, with leaving enough space. And let me just, so you can see it come out the other way. Okay. So there's our gingerbread man. I'm going to put that aside. Okay, so now you have two gingerbread men, but you have this extra piece that we need to cut. All you have to do is put them on top of each other like this. And you're going to cut out, you're going to trim off the excess using the arm of the other gingerbread. And just make sure that you keep them together. And do the same thing with this one. And if you have some little pointy corners, then just trim those off just a little bit. And now you have two gingerbread with round arms instead of to gingerbread with cutoff arms, because you don't want an injured gingerbread man. I mean, that's no fun having an injured one. You want them nice and healthy. Speaking of the arm though. Okay, so that's how you do that. That's very important. So now the next part is we're going to stamp. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to stamp our gingerbread. And we're going to ink up our stamp. And this is big, so and it's a little bit, my hands are kind of small. Okay, so make sure that it's in the middle. Now on the arm, you will see a little bit of that crease, but that's no problem because it's not really noticeable unless you fold it, and we're not folding it. And then we're going to do this one on this side. Now, if you want the instructions to these projects, please join my VIP group. I will be posting the instructions to this project that I'm making right now. And I know you guys are going to want the instructions to this project. I just know it. Okay, so we're going to grab these two. And we're going to do the same thing with the face. We're going to use the one with the lash, and I do say lash because it's just like one lash. And then we're going to use the same two buttons, button here, button there, and these are going to be identical. Okay, so that is all of the stamping that we're going to be doing. Okay, so now the next piece, and we're just going to leave them alone. We are going to do the box. So let me show you my project so you understand what I'm making. Okay, so this is a goodie box, a candy box. It stands like this. But here's the box. And it holds your candy. In it right now, I have hot chocolate. I have a candy cane. I have a lollipop. I have a Reese's Pieces. So there's room in there to put a lot of candy in it. And also hot chocolate packets. But this is what we're making. We're making this little cute candy box with a handle. Okay, but we're not doing it in green. So we're going to do the same thing as we did I made the green sample. We're going to do the red sample. So we're going to use this paper right here. And I've already die cut two of the hats. And I say two of the hats, but oh, here it is. And we're going to add the hats to the gingerbread. But we want to make sure, I can get it. But we want to make sure that the hats on the front are the same as the one on the back. So in order to do that, I die cut the hat normally, but because these are not symmetrical. If you put them back to back, you'll see that it's off. It's a little bit, but it's still off. You're going to be able to tell. So in order to have them identical like this, you die cut two with the paper that you want, and for the back side you're going to die cut them with the opposite paper that you don't want. So when you put them together, they will be the same shape, the same size. Okay, so let me get my die cutting machine out. And I want this side, but because I'm doing the back side, I'm going to die cut it from this side. Let me get my hat. And while I'm Let me move this over here. And since I'm already die cutting, I'm going to go ahead and die cut everything that I need for this little thing. Well, no, I'm going to need... Okay, let me do these first. I have no room to do the other ones. Okay. So we're going to do that side. Use your pick tool to take it out. And then we're going to do this side. And this die cutting machine is great because you can put something in and then go one way and then put something in and come back the other way, and saves you a lot of time. Okay, so now we got those two. But now I need to die cut the scarf, another scarf. And I need to die cut the lollipop. Oh, you guys are gonna get to watch me do the lollipop. Lollipop, lollipop, boom, la lollipop. Ba-dum, boom. Sorry, the song just came to my head. Okay, so let me make sure that's all I need. I need that. I need 2 scarves and 1 lollipop. Take that out, move that over to the side, and then just grab this one and do another scarf. I believe this is all the die cutting we need to do. Hope so. Alright, so let me show you how to put the lollipop together. So this will show you exactly what I was talking about before if it really wasn't making sense. Okay, so when you die cut this piece right here, you're gonna get these two, and then the inside falls out, but then you're left with just an empty spot. So when you do the lollipop, you can't really put red on red. So that's why I die cut the lollipop again, but just with the white circle. And then I'm gonna put adhesive on that. Put it on top of the lollipop. And then I'm gonna put adhesive on this piece. And put that on top, and there's our lollipop. Quick and easy. And then this is just an extra piece that you can either use for another peppermint, or if you die cut the lollipop in white, then you can put this on top in red, whichever you prefer. Okay. Oh, I was like, I know I did too. All right, so now we're gonna add the scarves. Just straight across. Both of these. Now for the hats. Okay, so we're going to put one of the hats on first. And then on the back side, that's where you get the one that you die cut but in reverse. and then just position it right on top of this one. And they will be the same. So when you look at it from the front or the back, it's the same. So we're going to do the same thing with this one. And again, you don't want to put any adhesive, well, not yet, on the back. Oh, there it is. I was like, I know it. Oh, I keep losing my pieces. All right, so now we're going to put adhesive on this side. And match it up with this one. And if you need to grab it, there you go. So now you got two. We're going to add the lollipop. Only to one side, because this is going to be the front side. And if you get a little bit of glue coming out, that's okay, because it dries clear. Just kind of wipe it off and it'll dry clear. Now the next thing I need to do for this is going to be our sentiment. And I've already die cut this out. I'm going to use my Real Red. And I'm going to be using Sugar and Spice and Everything Nice. But we will not be adding it on until after I do the box. Oh, you're going to see my head. Okay. Alrighty, now we're ready for the box. So let me put all that over. So this is a piece of our soft sea foam. And I'm going to get my trimmer out. Okay, let me do it this way so you guys can see. Well, no, let me do it this way. Okay, let me get my instructions. I'm sorry, I can't do that. I'll do it this way. This is normally the way I use it. I'm right-handed, so I like to do everything with my left hand. I don't know, it's weird. Okay, so we're gonna need, this is just a half of a piece of cardstock, 8.5 by 11, cut in half, so it's 5.5 by 8.5. So we're gonna cut this out. Oh, excuse me. We're gonna cut this out at 5.5, so that's already 5.5 by 6. It's very important that you keep the sides correct to make this box, okay? So on the 6-inch, and I'm gonna move that over. On the 6-inch side, we're gonna score at 2.5. Score, flip it around, and score again at 2.5. And then we're gonna flip it on the side, the 5.5 side, and we're gonna score at 1, and I'm using my 1 inch on this side. Flip it around, and again at 1 inch. So if you want taller sides of the box, then you need to extend the 6-inch side. So make that 8 inches, 9 inches, however tall you want the box. But you need to leave in the middle, find the middle point of your cardstock on that on the longer side, and do 1/2 inch from each side of the half. So if this was my half, 1/2 inch this way, 1/2 inch that way, that's where you score, because your bottom piece is only 1 inch wide. If you want it wider, then you do the measurements, but I'm only using a 1 inch width at the bottom, which is what's going to carry all of our candy. Okay, so now we're going to cut here where they connect up to that score line. Flip it over. Cut. up to that score line. And I always forget to do this. Fold, crease your folds before you cut, so you know where your folds are. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to put adhesive on this middle part, glue it over like this, and then put adhesive on this part and glue it over on top of that like this, and that's going to make your box. So let me put adhesive here and adhesive here, and you'll only need to put it on one side of the long piece, because if you put adhesive here, it's gonna show on this side here, and of course you don't want that, because then everything's going to stick to your box. And then just press, or you can use your bone folder to press that down. And then we're going to do the same thing. Nope, not there. Adhesive here and adhesive here. Oh, be careful with that adhesive. Okay, we're going to fold it and then fold this one, and that creates your box. Like I said, this is the 6-inch, this side right here is the 6 inches. So if you want the box taller, make it 8 inches, make it 9 inches. But this side should always be the 5.5 inches, because that's the size of the gingerbread man. Now, of course, if you're doing something else, you can make it bigger. But we're going to use the gingerbread man, and we're going to put him here. And see, that's the width of his arms is 5.5. So that's why we did 5.5. So we're going to add glue adhesive to his legs and half of his body. Just half. I keep saying he. It should be a she. And then we're gonna, this is what I do. Just to make sure that it's even to the bottom. And then press. And then do the same thing on this side. Oh, I'm cutting it close with time. Okay, then we do the same thing. Press. Oh. Make sure that it's on straight. And I see that I missed a couple of little glue spots here because they're, so I have some glue there to keep those together. Add glue here to keep that together. Okay. Now that is your basic box. The side with the lollipop is going to be your front side. So now we're going to get our dimensionals, and I'm going to add 3 dimensionals to the back of our sentiment. And we're going to add it here, right above the feet. Last part is going to be our handle. So this is 5.5 by 3/4, and this is 5.5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5/8. So just 1/8 below the bottom. So we are going to add, don't do that, adhesive, and flush up against the bottom and the top. Before you add it onto your box, make sure that you don't have to trim anything, like right here. Okay, to get it to round the top, because if you just fold like this, it's going to crease. grab your bone folder and then just go over it like this, and it's going to make it curve. And you can do it once or twice, and then you can add adhesive to the bottom here. And we're going to add it to the gingerbread man right at the bottom of his hat, in the middle. And then we're going to do the same thing with this side. And add it to the bottom of the hat. And now, see, it doesn't crease. I don't know the science behind that, but there's a science behind that. So now we're going to add our Nestle chocolate box. And we're going to add our candy cane. And the candy cane, because it wouldn't stay still, I just kind of put it right over the handle. And then we're going to add a lollipop, and we're going to add some chocolates. And that is our candy pack, our gingerbread. And then you can just hold it like this. You can put other candies, of course, if you want to, not necessarily just the hot chocolate. But see, I made a green one, which could be for a boy, and then the red one could be for a girl. Those are cute. And again, this is the paper from the Christmas Tags and More 6x6 designer paper. I mean, I use it all the time. Love the designer paper. But this are my two projects. So, if you comment on this video, you will be in the drawing for next week to win the projects that I created here. So you will get the red gingerbread candy treat box and the red gingerbread card, which the opening is the gingerbread. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, if you want the instructions to both of these cards, please join my VIP group. The link is in the description. And they will be housed there until forever. So you are more than welcome to grab the instructions, but only if you are a VIP member. So give me a week or so, less than a week, to put the instructions up, and then I hope you create and you show me and you tag me so I can see your beautiful projects once you create these lovely, lovely gingerbread treat boxes. Thank you so much for joining me. It's 8:57. I did it. We're under an hour. Oh, feels so good. So that is, I have said time and time again to myself that these videos need to be under an hour and no more. So yay, it's 8:58. Thank you so much for joining me today, Sunday, November 9th. Make sure you comment on this video to be in the drawing to win these two projects that I created. And you guys have a very, very good week. I will be out of town tomorrow, but I still will be checking my emails and such. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.